Celestian Tales, The Realms Beyond. This is the sequel to Celestian Tales, The Old North, the second part, what I believe is going to be a trilogy, and we are here for the Isaac and Cammile prologue. So without further ado, we will get into this, and I'll explain things as we go. You will get the important note here, don't worry. It will be the same important note as any of the other prologues, just a word of warning. Difficulty here doesn't matter because I'm not playing as my MC will be Arya. I may come back to these other ones if there's interest, depending on how tedious the game can get later. Here are the revised papers for our mainland fleet. You'll see the changes marked in red. And here's the draft for the Southwest Fleet. As always, the wording of the long-haul routes leaves us some room should things go sideways. Everything seems to be in order with the mainland's fleet's contract. Let me just sign here and here. There you go, all done. For the other contract, I'll have to take a deeper look. From what I've seen, I must say I'm quite impressed. Spices and manuscript fabric? You must have read quite a bit about the river shrines to come up with something like this. Started with a chef's treasure trove, followed by Bower's Quest. It's your fault for leaving so many books in your room. But honestly, the wondrous stories that tell in those books. Deus, how could I not have the urge to send ships there after reading them? Is that a thirst for adventure I see in your eyes, brother? I'm glad to find a kindred soul, but be careful sliding down that slope. Oh, I'm not about to follow you, Cam. I'm pretty happy sitting down on my bum, being wealthy in a mansion I worked a little for. I have no idea why you want to give up all this. But it doesn't mean I can't be a romantic. Imagining lands far away, their exotic sights and tastes, clothes with colors to beat a rainbow. Girls love those things. I should have known that you're interested in an underlying motive. Is there truly nothing in your mind but women? Woman, singular this time, as difficult as to believe, and no, unfortunately, she is all that's on my mind lately. Another of your periodic intoxications of romance, I'm sure, as fleeting as the many others who came before her. Nonsense, my love is true this time. Why do you doubt me so, sister? You once ditched Lord or Mrs. Daughter for a maid because of her butt cheeks. I have no inclination whatsoever to believe you're a changed man. Well, that one was, you know, just save your breath. I don't even care who it is this time. She won't matter in a few months anyway. As long as you keep this house running and Father happy, you can do whatever you want. Can't say that I don't deserve your skepticism, but this time it's for real. I swear on my honor. As if your honor is worth anything. Look, just stop thinking about the opposite gender and get to work. You're Lord Ryne now, for Deus' sake. I don't know if it's Ryne or Ryne, since there's no voice acting, I'm not sure. Fine, I'll get started prepping the mainland ships. They'll be bound for Nibbana by the end of the week. Oh, and thanks for coming by. Father may not show up, but he's always happiest when you're around. Are we finished? What? Oh, Isaac, I honestly forgot you were here after all that. It means I'm good at doing my job. Want to talk to your father before you go? No need. We're not the sentimental kind of family. Let me pack up these papers and we can leave for the docks. Isaac, what is it? I felt sticking to my bones, but just for a moment. It's gone now. Are you sure you're alright? I'm sure. Come on, let's go to the docks. So, this prologue will show you just how big some of the previous areas have been. For Cammille's hometown in the first game, it was literally like a street/alley. Here, it's a whole-blown freaking town. But first things first, the important thing that I have to tell everyone when you play this, unless they change things, you still have all your moves from the first game. For some reason, they don't include them, mention them, or what have you. So go in here, grab your crap, and go. Okay, so we're taking perfect aim because it's supposed to be a crit or something. Explosive bolt, your AoE move. Landscape study allows you to run away if you don't want it. Ditch it, doesn't matter. Observation allows you to see enemy HP and SP. That's important for certain boss fights, because when the enemy defends, all hell breaks loose. At least for the boss fights. And then Intellect increases technique by 4. I think that's her spells, but I'm not 100% sure. All characters have something like this. Make sure you use it. They have all their moves for the first game with the exception of these. These were added in, I believe, and they're just like free stats. Use them early, saves money. Serrated Bolt. This combos off Reed/Isaac, whatever you want to call him. Deal damage, inflict bleed, and then Reed goes all psycho killer thing when the enemy shows weakness. I've seen him hit for quad damage right at the beginning of the game. It's really that crazy. But the thing is, you need exploit weakness for this. So poison and bleed stack, and as they do, he just goes through the freaking roof, man. He makes Renard's damage look like nothing. Cruelty increases his power by 4, so you can hit even freaking harder for some reason. You have Coup de Grace, which can kill crap, but that's overrated. You have Shatter, inflicts defense down, gives him some utility to back up teammates and stuff. Will be getting a better move when you get him to level 42. It's something that gives like 3 stacks of poison in one go, so the exploit weakness all of a sudden does 30% damage for everything. And that's not kind of what your teammates put in there. Yeah, Reed is nuts. You start with Sinister Strike and allows you to inflict 1 stack of poison. And then Misdirect combos off of Lucienne. You can use this just to keep boosting her aggro, and like, you can seriously just crush enemies. Now the thing is, you do not get to pick your Bardy for the boss fights, at least early on, at least for the first 2 boss fights, and you get to choose which order to fight them in. If you go for the fairies first, you'll have Reed and Lucienne, and I forgot who their third is, I think it's Lee? Yeah, it'd have to be Lillian. If you go for the bandits first, then it's Cammile, Arya, and Renard, I believe. The reason why I bring this up is... go for the fairies first. That's my advice to you. So anyway, this is Camille's home. Still so many days to my next day off. This is an area from the first game, it's just massive now. So right there we get some white crystals, small, those are healing items, very important when you don't have Arya or Lee with you because they're the healers of the game. Arya being the superior of the two. Camille's father, I think he teleports when you talk to him. Hello father, are you doing well? It's rare for you to ask. Something the matter? Nothing, I'm just curious, that's all. I'm doing fine, Cammile. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you coming to see me and not just Daniel. You too, Isaac. Hope my daughter treats you well. Couldn't ask for a better partner in crime, Lord Ryne. Speaking of being partners, I think the two of you travel together particularly often. Is there something I should know? Father, what are you implying? It's not like that between us, and Isaac already has someone, so... Is that so? Tell me more about it. Let's not drive the conversation that way, shall we? They're referring to Lucienne, in case you're wondering. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Of course. And they just repeat that. So we'll skip. I don't know if there's anyone else here to talk to. Unfortunately, I get caught in the corners a lot on the game. Mention this large, only 2 persons living in it. One doesn't even come home that often. Being able to afford such a waste is part of luxury, I suppose. By the way, if you start with someone else, you'll come to this area fairly early in the game. You have to go here to go to Orcia and the other parts. I don't know if it's Orcia or Orsi. That's where you had to fight the bandits for the wheat stuff in the first game. It's much bigger now, too, in case you're wondering. Hope the garden looks good enough. I need to see another... Ah, dang, we're losing sweep. So this is Camille's house. This was not an area you could access in the first game. Sorry, would you please look away? It's embarrassing being watched. Fernando, please. How am I going to continue living in this world without you? But yeah, one criticism I have for the game so far is the whole boss thing, which was a temporary thing. But anyway, this is the market. This is... You'll see the area from the first game when you go down. This is just like... This place is like 6 times bigger, just try and put it into perspective for you. Hello, weather's nice, isn't it? Granoble, that's the name of the place. So this is the church, I think? Yeah. It's actually a Deus church, don't worry. We'll talk to a couple of people. I'm just waiting for my husband to finish his prayers, so he spends an hour a day praying for the safety of his ships and their crews. The only place with unique dialogue is Arya, because I haven't gone to Godland yet. I don't know if it's actually accessible in the game or not. I'm trying eating lots of meat, doing push-ups every day, drinking medicinal herbs, and I still can't get my wife pregnant. Is there something wrong with me? Talk to Daniel. But yes, both Isaac and Cammile had secrets in their routes for the first game. So this is going to be a little bit of spoilers for you guys, but Isaac is Reed. He stole Isaac's identity before killing him. I don't know if it's a plot hole in the game, because I think he was able to read Isaac's letter of introduction, but he can't read after that. I have to go back to the first game and see. And then the big secret in Cammille's thing is that Elaine is not the father of Alana, it's Daniel. So this is the tale that's going to make Alana's dress. She's not here. She won't be here until you speak to Cammille's father, but you can grab the sparkly item while we're here. 300 livres. That's the money in the game. If you start with someone else, don't worry, all the sparklies will be here when you get here. You can take them then, they don't change, they don't move, nothing. This kid's supposed to be hiding again today. The things they do to escape doing their chores. This is a reference to a little bit of a hide-and-seek mechanism. If you don't want to spend money on items that you need to progress the game, like you have to make... You make a fake key using bread or something like that. If you don't have the ingredients for the bread, you don't look in the houses to find them. Talk to the kids and they'll give them to you to hush up for their hiding spots. So here's the accessory stuff. This is important. The two best ones I found here are the Raider Gauntlets for the flat 10 attack power. Pierce is for high defense enemies. It's armor penetration if you're familiar with MOBAs. But the big one are the Guardian Pauldrons, 20 defense. The 20 HP thing... I don't find much value for the percentage HP items. The few that actually do heal you that way. I recommend getting the Guardian Pauldrons. These make the enemy's damage a lot more tolerable. Like, Lucien can actually go turn with Battlefield Tyrant without defending, without dying. It's that significant. So here's the smithy. We'll duplicate Alien real fast. And there you go. Sadly, it doesn't work for Ari, it only works for Alien. No matter how we keep our eyes up in the market, there's always a naughty hand or two finding its way into people's pockets. Watch your purse, alright? Oh my, are you serious? You seem like such a good man, I never would have thought. Not only does he support the Inquisition's new methods, he's starting to think that those who don't share his views are heretics. And here's the tutorial fight as well as the area from the first game. So yeah, like this screen was almost all of Granoble from the first game if you never played it. It's that much bigger now. What's going on here? Is there something wrong with the ship? Well, you see, we have a stowaway problem, my liege. Nothing major, really. We're just arguing about who should take care of it. If the two of us take care of it, can we ask the ship to depart right away? We're in a bit of a hurry. You do it? Thank you so much, but this might be too small of a problem for you, companions. Nonsense. All problems should be resolved quickly no matter the size. The longer we stall, the more it'll grow. Now let's see who the stowaway is and we'll... Oh. No, I think I'll stay out of this after all. You can handle it by yourself, can't you, Isaac? I'll take the front line for your sake, but you're not walking away from this. Come on, just this once. You have a freaking crossbow, Cammile. You don't even need to come within 10 feet of it. Now come over here and... Don't you like Reed? He's the sense of reason in the game. So there you have the ugliest cockroach in all of gaming. So we'll do this one to get Reed into his damage mode. The thing next... Do I have a cursor here? So these are your buffs, in case you're wondering. I didn't show it, but he has a new thing, I don't know if it was the first game or not, that gives him a boost to his evasion. That's what this is. It's evade up. So if you play things correctly, Reed can be a dodge tank. So over here is your bleed. If there's no marker here, it's just one stack, so Reed will deal 10% damage, bonus damage when he hits this thing. But we can do this and inflict poison for a 20% boost then. And that was even a crit. So he was stunned. That meant he died from the bleed and the poison. Just know Reed is freaking broken, man. In the first game, I did help out with some of the math stuff on some of the skills. I did not take part in any of this, and Reed is nuts. See, that wasn't hard. But we have to ride the ship back to Levantine. What if there's more than one of those things? Thank you for taking care of the roach, my lieges. We'll clean it from here. Please make sure the deck's scrubbed well. The scent of the roaches like to make me throw up. Understood, Lady Cammile. We'll get right to it. You know, Cam, if you really want to leave the realm someday and travel the world, you gotta get used to these kinds of things. The fact is, most parts of the world aren't like the stories. They're a tangled mess of ugliness. We just don't see it all because we're some of the privileged few near the top. Since our privilege comes with a lifetime of servitude and no opt-out choice, that day is nowhere in sight. But don't worry, I've come to terms with it. Nobody comes to terms with throwing away their lifelong dream. You're just putting it on hold until an opportunity presents itself. The question is, when it does, will you be ready to take it? I was ready when my opportunity appeared, yet it still took a lot of thought to actually take the plunge. And then, what happened? And then I realized the jump was merely the first step of a long, difficult journey on the path to that dream. Good things never come easily, do they? If it was easy, it wouldn't really be worthwhile, would it? Now, if you don't remember from the first game, they became honor companions at the end. They are to guard Alana until she comes of age. They had to give up everything that they had to take that position, and since Elaine outranked them, it was all mandatory. But Alana is the daughter of Sophia and Daniel. They believe it's Elaine. Well, they being almost everyone other than Cammile, Sophia, and Daniel, of course. Those three know the truth. I don't think anyone else does, though. Anyway, right here's the end of the prologue. This is where the routes converge. We'll go to the point where we get control of everyone, and then we'll break and go to Arya's. Whee! Here comes the jump. Hang on tight. Woohoo! Deus, that was so fun. How come we never done that before? Because you weren't old enough to not tell anyone about it, obviously. Now hang on tight, kid. It's time for the highlight. You ready? Wait, you mean that one just now wasn't the... Wait, that's the library. Are you going to... Renard! As much as I like traveling, it feels good to be back home. Gotland's just too stiff for me. Agreed. I can't believe I once sincerely thought that no city could match it. Though, to be honest, Levantine didn't used to look this nice. This is a new area of Levantine, if you haven't seen the other videos. This was not an area in the first game, but it is now. That means we've done good in our time here. I hope people can see... Is that Renard? With Alana? That is him indeed. The big boy sure likes to play with our Lady Bladebearer. Wonder what kind of game they came up with this time. Wait, do not tell me they're going to. Oh, in the name of Deus! That was awesome, Renard. I didn't think we'd actually make it. I know, right? We should do that again sometimes. Especially when Arya... When I've what, pray tell? Nothing, we were just talking about how pretty the sky is today. So pretty indeed. At least until I saw a companion jumping over a building with Our Lady Levant on his shoulders. Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. Alana, do you know anything about it? I know. You said the companion was a he, right? It wasn't me, so I guess it must have been Isaac. Not good enough, Renard. Alright, call me red-handed. Guilty as charged. What now? You're lucky we have our weekly meeting soon, or I would have sent you to the detention room straight away. You two, get off your bums and follow me to Levantine Castle. We'll talk about this incident after the meeting's done. As for you, Renard, I hope you have the decency to use this moment to reflect on your faults. Yes, ma'am. That goes for you too, young lady. I can see you're avoiding my eyes. Yes, ma'am. Look at Yelian for Deus' sake. She's a child in elven years that she acts like a full-grown adult. You two could learn a thing or two from her. Why do I have to take care of these children? Sorry I got you into trouble, kid. Didn't think we'd land right under the devil's nose. Still, worth it. Let's do it again someday. Shh, why are you saying this in front of Lee? If she tells our plans to Arya, there's no way we'll get a chance to do it again. I can keep my lips sealed, but I'm not doing it for free. Shit, you've been hanging out with Isaac too much. Fine, name your price. Let's see, how about you take me for a run, too? So much for you being an adult, Lee. Fine, it's a deal. Come now, we've got to catch Arya. She'll scold her ears off if we take too long. And this is the end of the Cammile Isaac prologue. They'll join as soon as you go north. Camille's the last character of the bunch to join, just in case you're wondering. Anyway, I am the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.